Good, thank you. Good, good. Sorry. Yeah, decent. I've just put it out.
Perfect, thank you.
Is that looking okay? I don't have to move in.
No, that's fine. Excellent, thank you so much.
Ladies and gents, if we could ask you to start taking your seats, please.
find your seats, please. The AGM is about to begin. Thank you all, and thank you, of course, for coming along to the Rccc AGM here at Forfar Indoor Sport. I will start with some housekeeping and a couple of thank yous. I'd of course like to thank the team here at Forfar Indoor Sports for hosting us today, run by a guy called Mike Ferguson. I think some of you might know. So thank you to Mike and to the team here at Forfar for putting on such a fantastic presentation, and I thought it is a great venue to host the AGM. I'd of course also like to thank the Scottish Curling staff for all the effort they've put in, particularly Susie, Elaine and Nicola for the work they've put into making registrations and some of the other materials you've got in your seats. So it's a huge thank you to everyone and the team for making it work today. My name is Vincent Bryson. I'm the CEO of Scottish Curling. I've been now for 11 days. But of course, I've been around the organisation now since the start of the year, and the warmest thanks all to you, the members of the curling community, for making me feel so welcome, and of course for some of the advice that I may have been receiving. It is of course all welcome, and it's all gone into the bank, and I'll be coming to you all with it as time goes on for your counsel and your guidance. But to the AGM now, I'll give you some housekeeping procedures. We have no fire alarm scheduled. However, if an accident does occur, there's an exit at the rear, and of course exits at the front. Please make your way quickly without running into the external environment here at Forfar Indoor Sports. When it comes to questions, which will happen later on in the meeting, please wait for Scott and Louise who are at the rear of the room. Give us a wave. They have the roving mics. So if you raise your hand when it comes to question times, Scott and Louise will come and find you, and the questions will be fielded by our chair, Graham Lindsay. So in order for the meeting to proceed this year, and I have to read this out, so please bear with me, and for it to be quoted, our lawyers advise that all votes should be cast using the proxy of the chair. This is merely a procedural method, and the chair is not able to see the votes that members have cast, nor learn the outcome until after the tellers have completed their verification of the voting process. Once the in-person voting has been completed today, then we will know the outcome of all votes. So that's enough for me for the housekeeping, and I'm delighted to hand the microphone and lectern over to our President, Mike Ferguson.
Bear with me while I get myself set up here. Modern technology, and I pray it works. Well, good afternoon, sister and brother curlers, past presidents, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you today to the 185th Annual General Meeting of the Royal Caledonian Curling Club. It's great to see so many here at Forfar, and it's also a very great moment for me to see everyone here at my home rink. A very warm welcome to you all, and also to anyone who's watching online. We are actually streaming this, the cameras is back, so it's okay, they're all seeing your heads, you don't have the back of your heads, you don't have to worry about faces being shown. I did intend to make this a very jovial and light-hearted welcome to the AGM. However, events of the past week, dominated by the announcements coming out of there, have, as you would expect, brought a more serious tone and focus to our thoughts and events. So I'd like to open with one very simple comment, and it is, the fight goes on. Moving on to memorandum, I can never say that word, one of those words. Please join me in remembering those who are sadly no longer with us. If you are able to stand, please do so as we observe a minute's silence with the names of the deceased members who will be displayed on the screen. In particular, we'd like to acknowledge the death of Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, who was Royal Patron from 1950, Royal Club from 1952 until her death on 8 September 2022. We'd also make particular reference to RCC presidents, past presidents who passed away during the season 2022-23, namely Alex F. Torrance, who was president 1986 to 1987, and Mark Brown, 1992 to 1993. So we'll now recognise the minute silence for RCC Main School. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Apologies received. A list of apologies will be posted on the RCC website at the AGM minutes. If any additional names need to be added, please contact the RCC office direct. If anybody wishes to submit any names from the floor, please do so now. Okay, can see any hands up, thank you very much. Letter from the Royal Patron. We haven't received a letter from the Royal Patron this year, but nothing to be concerned about, I can assure you. It's quite normal that following a change to the monarchy, a review of the patronages take place, and we have received confirmation letters that the review is taking place, and thankfully we are part of that review. So we would expect to get the confirmation fairly soon, hopefully, and certainly when the new list is eventually announced. So at the moment we don't have a letter to read out, but as I say, we'll be concerned. So, on to the President's report. And for those who were at the Colours Gathering last night and joined in the sweet of how long I was going to stand up and talk, you can start your stopwatches now. It is traditional for the President to give a detailed report on his or her term of office. However, in this modern age of websites and social media, if anyone isn't aware of what's happened during the course of the season, where have you been? We've even tried to organise a wee bit with the Presidential's Chat Facebook page, which I thank all of those who followed that, and I've tried to keep everybody informed as the year progresses. So, with your permission, I will only make reference to a few highlights and then move on to another change of tradition with the Parade of Champions. After all, AGMs in my view should be less about the president and more about the members. Hopefully, I can hide the fact that I haven't actually been best at presidents if I gloss over what I actually did. With apologies to everyone admitted from this report, please let me start with tours. Our Scottish women travelled to America to take on the American women on the home soil, returning with a trophy and heads held very high. A terrific tour, well organised and supported, and a massive congratulations and well done to all. Meanwhile, we welcomed the men's USA tour to Scotland, and 61 energetic Scots. They were energetic when they left, they weren't so energetic when they returned. 61 energetic Scots covers crossed the pond to compete in the Strathcona Cup Tour 2023. Both tours were a great success for curling, despite results not going in our favour. I was proud to have played a very small part in these tours, and thanks both to the captains, local organisers, tourists and helpers. Without your support, tours simply would not be possible. You know who you are, so thank you very, very much. And we are showing a slideshow in the lounge of pictures from Strathcona Cup 2023, and yes, it has been edited. On the ice back home, national competitions and international competitions were held and completed with some truly tremendous achievements for Scottish and Team GB teams. I had the immense pleasure and honour of representing Scots colours in Fussen, Germany, and at the World Juniors, and at Toronto, Canada, at the World Men's. To witness our superb young colours perform successfully at the highest level of junior curling, and also, in my group, importantly, conducting themselves in a professional yet friendly manner, was the highlight of my travels. And more importantly, it demonstrates the future of league curling is in good shape. On my second journey to Canada, I was amazed to let me back in the country a second time. But on my second journey to Canada, I was a very lucky precedent indeed, witnessing the Scottish men fighting through tough round robin and knockout games to reach the final game, and then silencing an 8,000 strong, predominantly Canadian crowd to get on top of the game and romp home in victory. I've never seen Nigel from the British Curling get so excited. Presenting Michael, Kyle, Abby, Bobby, Grant and Bruce with their gold medals was one of the proudest moments of my life, and I actually practiced the speech with my wife and she got a bit annoyed to say that, but it certainly was one of the proudest moments of my life. And I don't mind admitting a tear or two was shed, cuddle protocols were totally broken and went out the window, and a sheer outbreak of joy and emotion was enjoyed by all the tremendous Scottish sport out in Canada. Thank you to Team Scotland, and when I say Team Scotland, I mean players and supporters. You did curling so proud. As mentioned at the start, I'm not going to go through every competition, otherwise I could be here all day. So more on the tremendous success of Scotland's curlers shortly. In addition to on-ice activities, the President sits on the RCC board, and in this regard, I sincerely hope I've done my best to represent the membership, while at the same time tackle many of the challenges the sport is facing. This time last year, it was clear from the membership at the AGM that the membership was looking for change, and to be honest, the sport was in need of change. Well, change you have, and I'm certain more will follow as new people take the helm and steer us through. That said, change normally comes with short-term pain for long-term gain. And without doubt, they're feeling a lot of pain right now, with reduced curling numbers, rinks struggling to contend with crazy energy prices, and ever-increasing supply costs. The increased cost of living within curlers' pockets, and our constant lobbying for support falling on deaf ears. But with all that said, I seriously believe we can survive the tsunami of challenges and come out the end stronger for it. There's truly a wealth of experience, knowledge, vision, and commitment within the RCC board, the staff, the committees, and of course, around each and every ice rink around the country. I asked you last year to please stand up and be counted. Support all these people doing their very best to steer us through this current crisis. And I ask again, let's work together towards our one common goal, to make curling stronger, fitter, and importantly, enjoyable for all. As I have said at every dinner I've attended around the country throughout the year, if every active curler brought one friend, colleague, family member, or neighbour into the sport, we would be in a far stronger position to move forward. So as I step down, can I set you that simple challenge? One new member each, please. It's all we're looking for. Slip curling into conversations when you're socialising, when you're at work, when you're at functions, having a barbecue, round at the neighbours, even, like me, when you're in the pub. And I guarantee you, someone will say, I've always had fancied it with that. Get their name and number and invite them along to throw a stone or two. Don't leave it to somebody else, please. I know I'm preaching to the converted in this room. I apologise for that. But if we don't spread the word, who's going to? Finally, pleased to hear, I've several very, very important thank yous. To Ladies Branch President Alison and Vice President Jimmy, thank you for your support and the many times you stepped in to bail me out when I've had other commitments or let people down. Thank you. I couldn't have had a better team to be working with. To Chairman Graham and the Board of Directors, thank you for putting up with me when I went off on one or interrupted you in full flow. To the RCC staff, ASC and LSA members, thank you for your support and assistance, particularly through these testing times for all. To the curlers around the country and abroad who have made me feel most welcome when attending dinners and competitions, apart from the Fairmont Curling Club who are unique. I can say no more. To everyone who turned up for the President Curlers gathering last night, another change from tradition, but one I hope that continues on. A fun night of loads of chat and banter and friendship. Thank you for supporting the new initiative, and as I say, I hope it continues forward. To all my colleagues at Forfar Indoor Sports, thank you for covering for me when I was travelling and keeping things running smoothly here at the rink. And also a massive thanks to the volunteers at Forfar, many of whom are sitting at the registration desk. Others have been helping all week, making sure every single one of these chairs was in a dead straight line. We even had lasers out, making sure they were perfect. And I expect them to be perfect when you stand up. To my son Andrew, who stepped up to the plate to make sure we had decent ice for our curlers. To curl on, despite having to learn the job overnight. Thank you, Andrew. To the rest of my family, for all the grandchildren sitting, dogs sitting, family events that I failed miserably to miss or not attend, I promise I'll try to start doing better as for today. And finally, to my wife Sandra, who has not only kept her curlers fed and watered, but has also gone without holidays, sleep, rest, hair appointments, nail appointments, girls' lunches, curling games even missing. You name it, Sandra has sacrificed a lot this year to allow me to try and be a half-decent president. A massive thank you, Sandra, and I do promise I will go and try and use the holiday before the ice starts getting installed again. As I depart the scene, I would like to wish our new President Jimmy, new Ladies President Maureen, new Chairman Fraser, new CEO Vincent, and all the RCC directors and staff all the very best, good judgment, and a clear vision for the years ahead. Yes, the sport has many challenges to face, so it's time to put big boy pants on and get on with the job. It's been an honour and a privilege to be your president. 1 year's not enough time to achieve everything that I wanted to achieve. It is over before you know it, I can assure you, and I'm sure every president in the room will agree with that. But I can say I have truly enjoyed my term in office, so thank you, members, for allowing me the honour of being your president. So on to the real stars of the show, our champions. What a year Scottish and GB curling has enjoyed. When we're putting the list of champions together, I was truly in awe of our success on the ice. It has been tremendous. Well done to each and every one of the teams that were competing. With another breakthrough tradition, I think you know me by now, with another breakthrough tradition, we're delighted to present to you our creative champions. It's traditional that the RCC AGM can recognise our elite athletes, their successes nationally and internationally. However, in addition to this year we want to recognise and applaud our members who have entered and succeeded in our RCC competitions. Our national competitions at whatever level are an important part of the game, development of the game and participation in the game. So let us appreciate and thank all those who entered the competitions, played in them, and the selected few lucky and good enough to win the competitions. So without further ado, to my list. Andrew. Are you ready, Charlie? You're ready? Good stuff. We are starting with the newcomers, represented by Callum Boysdale, followed by Unsteel under 12s, represented by Emily Harvey, Unsteel under 15s, followed by number 16 by Joe Lindsay. Two winners in both, represented by Alan Stewart, Ralph Lindsay, Mary Saylor, Elliot Johnson, Tony Boyd, Haley Mullen, the national team fighters, Forfar Indoor Sport, represented by Alan Walker, Phyllis Taylor, Christine Taylor, the national under 14 team Oliver, Wendy Larkin, Wendy Cabello, Douglas Bryan, Erin Husky, Charlie Dawson, national under 17s, Team Pilot, Stuart Pilot, Jack Halliday, national under 21s, Team Strawhorn, Jack Strawhorn, Keeler Johnson, Rory Deere, Scottish Singles, Henry Barkley, Samuel Connery, Jamie Gordon, Chris Haley, Stuart Hamilton, Henderson Bishop, Keith Donald, Jill Donald, Liz Beauty, Christina Taylor, Isaac Doyle, Walden Griffiths, East Lothian Rollins, Walter Scott, the Rollins, Scott Gibson, Master Stewart, Scottish Masters Women, Team Adams, Kate Adams, and Lee Stair, Junior Mixed Doubles, Robin McCall, Scottish Mixed Doubles, Jane George and Bruce Merritt, Scottish Mixed, Team Strawhorn, Jack Strawhorn, Scottish Senior Women, represented by Jackie Locker, Mary Millie, Wayne Johnson, Lynn Bowden, and the Northern Forecast. If they're listening, I'm going to ask two teams to make another walk. The Scottish Junior Women, Team part of the RCC each year for years to come. And hopefully we'll see many of these young faces attend many each years for years to come. So it's now my pleasure to hand over to RCC Chairman Graham Lindsay to conduct this part of the meeting. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you can all hear me. Thank you, Mike, for the report. As organising the parade, that was the wrong way. Probably will be repeated, I would imagine, from now on. So thank you very much. Before we go any further, can I just remind everybody, please, that when questions come around, if you can raise your hand and wait for one of the staff members who are wondering about microphones, and we'll save a bit of time. Today, the motions and resolutions voted by members, the online voting closed on Thursday, 30th of June at 2 p.m. and proposed votes on Thursday, 30th of June at 2 p.m. We have 173 members present today, with 114 of those members having chosen to vote in person today. 85 members have already voted online, of whom 11 nominated the chair as their proxy. 9 members have voted by post, of whom 8 nominated the chair as their proxy. The online and postal votes were checked and have been verified, and there were no spoiled ballots. After each vote, the results will be counted and verified before they are announced for each item. If this causes a delay, as it did last year, we will jump on to the next item whilst the tellers check out the numbers of votes, just to save time. So, moving on from there then, the first item for business really is to approve the minutes of the AGM of 20th of August 2022. This requires a simple majority. Before we go on to vote, are there any questions on the minutes? That's what I'd like to see. Thank you very much. So can I ask you to raise your voting card to approve the 2022 minute, please? Okay, thank you. Can I ask you to raise your voting card if you do not approve the minutes? I see no hands up, no cards up. Thank you. Are there any abstentions? Again, no hands up, so thank you. So if you bear with us a minute until we get these votes counted, we could probably jump onto the next item is actually the CEO's report. So I can ask and get the CEO report.
Thank you, Graham, as ever. So I'm going to run you through some of the activities of the year. We've obviously published the annual report online a few weeks back, and we'll share some video footage at the end. So obviously, just want to follow on with Mike's, how do you follow on Mike there really, with a loading slide, but it's always important to reinforce the phenomenal and nice success. So thank you again to our international teams for European golden bronze, World Junior golden bronze, phenomenal performances for bronze and World Wheelchair, men's gold and World Senior World Senior Double Silver. I had practiced that one earlier and I failed. Domestically, of course, we had a very successful Scottish Championships. It was my first, so I was delighted to meet at least a few of you there after I've been in the role for just about a month. And of course, congratulations to the team and Team Morrison on a great week's coverage. Great to see the juniors and seniors competition really healthy, and our overall competition numbers are at 37, and we just had over 2,000 people take part in those competitions. A little bit of info in the video we will share shortly. In terms of organisational performance, when I joined just at the start of January, we have 14 staff, currently 2 vacancies, disability and inclusion officer vacancy just closed, and we're about to have development manager vacancy advertised imminently. And the reason for that is good news, because today is Scott Andrews' first day as the new academy manager, and that's what a lot of you will be interested in. So congratulations to Scott, and of course, good luck. And I'm not the only recent face to join the organisation. Helen Colwari, our head of development, and Charlene, our competitions officer, have also joined in the last 12 months, and it's been great to see them get so connected to the community as well. In terms of what we've been doing, we went through a fairly rigorous, quite intense strategic planning exercise with a lot of input from members, certainly a lot of input from the board. We put together a small strategy group to achieve that for us through February, March and April, and then of course we went around the country, and again I was delighted to meet so many of you as we did our strategy workshops. Lots of great feedback there, and it's all been mashed into the pot to decide what the next 4 years are going to look like. So the strategic planning cycle is complete, and of course when you put together a document and a piece of work like that, it sets a fairly new, different direction. And I said in these meetings that we don't know how to do everything in that plan yet, and that's actually some of the exciting bits. It's inevitable there's going to be some restructuring and some tweaks to how we go about doing things and how we look. Our main challenges, of course, strategy delivery itself, which is exciting, and the financial realignment, which is something that we have to achieve. We always posted a deficit this year just over 89,000, and we've put in place for next year's budget to try and realign that to get as close to break even as we can, and we'll touch on that again in a later agenda item. As Mike has said, protecting the facility estate is the short-term primary objective. It's not been a great week. It's been a week filled with action. The news around the air and the broke on Monday is of course disappointing, but we'll give you some reassurance that your board and your staff are doing everything we possibly can, working with CERA, Scottish Ice Rinks Association, the other ice sport governing bodies in hockey and skating, to try and come up with what the future looks like for air in the short term, and of course the other challenges that any of the facilities are feeling. We're also connected quite significantly with the government on this side, and it's been an ongoing dialogue, and of course the time for that dialogue to translate to some form of future action is coming upon us. What I will say is we haven't been told no by anybody yet, but we haven't also been given access to new or existing resource to solve any of the problems, the majority of which of course caused by the energy hikes. So it's uncertainty is probably a fair word to use, but I can absolutely guarantee there's action coming from the organisation, from staff, from the board, from key volunteers to try and address that, and of course we won't let any of this pass without literally emptying the tank to come up with solutions across the board, countrywide, and to the facilities issue. So coming up, again, delivering our strategy is key. Digital transformation is important to us, and what that looks like for the organisation, you'll see over the next 4 years of how we present ourselves online. We're going to share some stats with you shortly around the levels of engagement that we've had, because engagement is a critical part of what we do in the future. Simply put, how we share your good news stories and how we share important information with you. It's not really required to be dressed up as anything more other than that, and we're consistent with our dialogue, and we're consistent with our collaboration. More on ice success, of course we hope so. I Absolutely astonishing year so far at the international and domestic level, and we're hopeful that that continues. We want to make sure we play our significant part in supporting all those teams when they travel and they compete for Scotland to make sure that as best placed as they possibly can be for success. And our tone and appearance will change. I put that in there deliberately. A lot of this is around the digital side, but there's a little part of that as well. The back group of British Public Supplies who are sharing the new leisure range with us, and that's a deliberate move. We are trying to get a little bit better and far more deliberate in our commercial presence. We're currently going through a kit tender process for the athlete on-ice wear as well, so there is inevitably a new feel going to come from that. And how we communicate with you is going to be really important. And again, as I mentioned, we'll share some of these stats that we use here. So it's no surprise to everyone, given so much of the community dialogue happens on Facebook, but that's where most of our followers are. But if you look at that graph at the bottom, between May and kind of September-ish, October, it's a fairly quiet time, and I'm viewing that as nothing short of an opportunity. We can do more in effectively all these off-season times to support and engage with you guys as members, to celebrate the sport, to celebrate the heritage, but also to potentially give new partners some opportunities to get a bit more resilience around the sport financially, and that's where that focus on commercial gain comes in. So we're at the very beginning of this process, but I thank my colleagues in the different market team here at Scottish Curling for being able to present these types of pictures for us. And again, it's quite starters with low engagement in that off-season time, and so we're going to try and maximise the opportunity that that presents, because you can see when it gets to in-season, it's a pretty popular place to be online. So the top performing post was Team Mount when they won the World Championships. Not really a surprise there. The top place for engagement with that post was Stranraer, so thanks to everyone from Stranraer who clicked on that post. Thank you. Huge reach with over 300,000, and the demand from everyone when it comes to using Facebook to post shares and comments. So congratulations again to the guys, but we wouldn't have that level of engagement if the teams weren't doing so well. So no one thing that happens here is a top part of a big circle. So we need successful teams, we need successful clubs and athletes, so that we can make sure we're selling the sport and engaging in the sport digitally and externally. We're getting more of your traditional media, but sadly some of that's coming through the difficulties that we might have around some of the rights. But the amount of engagement we've had from the BBC recently has been strong. You'll have seen Scott, Mike, and potentially me the other night on BBC Scotland, and we're working with them to talk about the Scottish Championships next year as well. We're not the only people that are interested, but we are working hard to get more of the sport on both channels and on more media. When it comes to our audience on Facebook and Insta, again, if you look at that bottom left-hand side, there's a real spike when something good happens on the ice. So when good things happen on the ice, lots of people are interested, lots of people are connecting with us. We've got a fairly even split when it comes to age and gender on Instagram, and a slight bias in female-male when it comes to Facebook. What does that tell us? It just lets us know the type of verbiage, the type of phraseology, the type of message that we should be sending. So again, why am I showing this to you? Just to get across the message that we do pay attention to what we say and how we say it, and we're trying to get better at that every single day. Web page visitors, that backs up my point earlier. You look at the left-hand side of that at the bottom, and the off-season, it's a bit quiet on the Scottish Curling website, and as the season kicks in and good things happen, February the Championships, and then March and April when the international calendar picks up, there's lots and lots of engagement. So again, we're viewing that as nothing short of an opportunity. We've talked when we went across the country around the need to give more for the website, to use the website more for perhaps informal education, giving coaches, giving athletes, giving volunteers training opportunities on an informal basis. And we're going to utilise these kind of downtimes and the off-season to offer just that over the next few years. More than 7,000 subscribers to Your Colour. Now, Your Colour is, of course, a traditional media. It's a PDF newsletter, and it's a lot of what goes into it, from Louise and Sandrine, the content creators, Mike's column, Graham's column, and a lot of what goes into that. and it's good to see the fairly healthy audience that we've got for it. And there's also MailChimp as well. I of course take full credit for the most read MailChimp we had this year, which is the appointment of the CEO. 70% of people opened that, so I take full credit for it. Flippancy aside, it does show us that there's a place for traditional media. It does show us that we might have to optimise how we deliver it, the type of content that goes in it, but there's a place for it because we understand as members that's the thing that you guys like. So we're not interested in taking that away. We might try and do it better, of course, but we know there's a place for it and the type of content that goes in it will absolutely work to improve that. So this is the spot, not quite yet for questions. I'm going to ask the guys if they can show their annual report video. Then we'll talk about this.
This season, our partnership with Vauxhall Productions has resulted in the purchase of 33 Floor Curling starter kits, 25 booster strip sets for organisations such as curling clubs and events, schools, youth groups, and other organisations.
The new Farmers Trophy was our last competition of the season for 2022-23, and we introduced 34 new curlers to the competitive side of the sport.
This season we hosted 2 junior camps, both delivered in free ice ball. 87 junior curlers took part overall, alongside 11 supportive coaches. In our adult camps this year, we had 52 curlers embracing the opportunity to experience top coaching and make new friends. This year we welcome curlers from Scotland, England, and also flew all the way from Alaska.
Our street events continue to be a great asset to the development of curling. Serving as a fantastic tool to bring curling out of the rinks and into the community. The team at Dumfries worked tirelessly to broadcast all the games from our Scottish Championships this year, with fixtures available internationally via recaps and the playoff games being streamed live on BBC Ireland, with over 19,000 viewers tuning into the live match.
A total of 277 coaches and volunteers attended 26 courses this season. 70 sat their first coaching qualification and 30 became newly qualified. Over 120 are now working towards either their level 1 or their level 2. And we had over 65 umpires and timers supporting the various Scottish curling competitions.
A total of 35 competitions were held across the season, with 554 teams competing, nearly more than 2,064 curlers took part in our race across this season. This season, there has been 115 National Academy sessions held at the National Curling Academy, 36 Regional Academy Squad sessions held at the National Curling Academy, 110 Regional Academy Club sessions, all coached by volunteers, We have 19 resident coaches and supported 46 athletes this season. For me and everyone at Scotland, a massive thank you to all our volunteers across all the ranks that help everyone in our continent. We really can do it.
Thank you to the staff for their contributions to the video. Of course, what they will find out this week really is engaging to do this homework. So, lots of news about voting to come next. Of course, if there are any questions, open mics will be available. Thank you again, everyone. Of course, you can get in touch with me and take contact details, phone number on the website. Of course, I'm more than happy to come and see you at the pub or your choice. You can catch me tonight before the week. Thank you all.
1, abstention 1. The vote of leader pass of 3.5%. Good. Now, the next item on the agenda is the submission and approval of annual accounts. We move to the submission and approval of annual accounts. These accounts were independently prepared by the Bible Wales Chapter of Accountants and have been approved by the Board of Directors. The board are presenting the annual accounts for the year to 30th April 2023, which show a loss as outlined on the interim CEO annual report. The audit committee met throughout the year to review financial transparency for a considerable number of times to establish underlying position, review projections, budgets, and examine the year-end accounts. I'm pleased to invite the convener of the audit committee, Treasurer Montgomery, to join me at the lectern and invite any questions on these accounts.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fraser Montgomery, as Graham said. I'm the public convener. I shared that with Janine most of this year. And on your table, or on your journey, you'll find our handle leaflet, which will tell you all where your money's been spent during the year. From our perspective, we present the accounts prepared by a team, as Graham said, constructed externally by Michael Wells, as well as a couple of one-off items in those accounts. The things that are driving the losses are we spend on travel, plan for commercial income, and where we are on competitions. As Vinny said, we're targeting to improve that through the 23-24 year, and we're looking to take things going forward. In terms of the status of the document, we spoke with the auditors yesterday, who are currently verifying the accounts. They've conveyed to me and to Janine that there are no material changes that they anticipate at this stage, and we should be able to issue the final accounts to members sometime before the end of July. After the any questions you have. If not, then I think we'll move on.
Okay, thank you, Fraser. Can I ask you to raise your cards if you wish to approve the annual account accounts? Thank you. Can I ask you to raise your cards if you do not approve the annual accounts? Okay, thank you. Are there any abstentions? Okay, thank you. Go back to the previous item 9, the Article 6.2 regarding the CEO position. The results of the votes cast: 158 for, 4 against, and 18 abstentions. 97.5% approval. We can move on to the next item, item 11, fixing the annual subscriptions. We move to that, to approve the annual subscriptions for the season 2024-25 to increase to £30 full membership for playing member and £15 for full junior member under 21 years of age. This requires a simple majority. Are there any questions? Okay. Can you please raise your card if you wish to approve the increase? Thank you. Can I ask you to raise your card if you do not approve the increase in subscriptions? Thank you. Are there any abstentions? Okay, thank you. You just hold fire for a minute to get the results of these two votes, please. Item 10 was the annual accounts. 468, against 2, abstained 25, and 98.8% approval. Thank you. Item 11, increase in subscriptions, votes for 156, against 28, abstained 7, 84.8% approval. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the appointment of president. So can I please invite Jimmy Labour and involvement, please? No, Jimmy. Like cash, and then Jimmy with his president's cards and passports. Something that wasn't on the agenda is the name that Alice would like to come up and present going with her flash as president of the ladies' club.
tremendous honour for me to be nominated as Vice President of the World Cup. Currently means a lot to me and my family, and we're very honoured. It's not so it's a surprise to be tapping the shoulder a few months back, and I look forward to serving the members. I know there's a lot of difficulties in the game today, and there's also a lot of positives we see from the earlier champions, and I hope that the surrounding as well as the residents will be better than mine.
The next item is an appointment of directors. The appointment of directors this year, there were two nominations for the two posts. I'm delighted to say that the existing director, Keith Prentice, of Aiken Castle Caledonian, and Janine Wilson of Western Range Caledonian Club have been re-elected to the board of Scottish Government. Item 15, appointment of chaplain. I'm delighted to announce that the Reverend Alan Donaldson has indicated that he is happy to continue in this role and be adopted once again as chaplain. Unfortunately, he was unable to attend today. Item 16, appointment of honorary member. Can I ask Mike Ferguson to come forward, please? Not that you're being appointed as an honorary member. Just ask him to come up here. I'm going to do that to Mike.
I'm actually honoured and delighted to be given this task to present an award to an honorary member. Someone who I've known for many, many years. I've known this lady's husband just as long, and I can't recover with her husband frequently on this ice. So to make this presentation to someone who has dedicated her time and commitment to curling for more years than I can recall, done an absolute tremendous job. Firstly, through Ladies Standing Committee, moving on into specialty developing wheelchair curling, and then moving on to the World Curling Federation, becoming president of the World Curling Federation, and moving further up the ladder into the Olympics. Kate Caithness, this is Kate's local rink at Forfar, and she goes for the local curling club of the IZ. Kate retired almost a year ago from the World Curling Federation. It was wholly appropriate at this year's AGM that we recognise Kate's dedication and commitment to curling both here in Scotland and around the world. And I'm quite positive and certain that curling in the world will not be the place it is just now with Kate's commitment. So Kate, if I could ask you to come forward, please. Certificate of honorary membership for all the Caledonian Curling Club. The following award is given to Kate Caithness. The Royal Caledonian Curling Club bestowed the honour of honorary membership to Kate Caithness, CBE, for services and dedication to curling while representing the Royal Caledonian Curling Club and throughout her 12-year term as President of the World Curling Federation. I couldn't be given a greater honour presenting this.
I honestly didn't realise I was supposed to say something. I'm very happy to do so. This is a huge honour. Curling, as we're all ordinary curlers. I was an ordinary curler, and how I got to these dizzy heights in the sport, I pinch myself so often to think by me. And I have to tell you about every minute of it. Of course, my dear husband is not with me today. He's not up there, he's still there. I have to thank him because he was the one who introduced me to this sport as well, and he's been a huge, huge supporter of me during the years. I only came home at 2 o'clock this morning, but I'm still, although I'm not curling, the World Curling Federation, I'm still involved in curling and sport, excuse me. International Master Games Association Vice President, curling's on the programme, so that's something else I'm going to try and get through for everyone. As well, I'm an advisory board of the World Academy Sport, and honorary president of the Sport University, which you believe, crazy. I've met so many wonderful people throughout my life. It's looked more wonderful than the people sitting in this room and the people in Scotland. I thank you for the ball. I thank you for the bottom of my heart, this wonderful honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. The next item on the agenda is the authorization of the publication of the annual Thank you. The last vote of the proceeding is the United results of the authorization of the publication of the annual requires a simple majority. Can you please raise your voting card if you approve the publication of the annual? Okay, thank you. Can I ask you to raise your card if you do not approve the publication of the annual? Thank you. Any abstentions? Thank you. Get the result of that just in a minute. Next item is confirm the date of the meeting of the next AGM that will take place on Saturday, the 29th of June 2024. The venue is still to be confirmed, but it is likely to be held in Lanarkshire. Apologies for the delay. The next item is the start of a long presentation. I don't really want to start that, I have to interrupt. Okay. Opposition Daniel, for 180, against 5, abstaining 9, 97.3% approval. Thank you. The next item 20, is the presentation of trophies and awards. We come to the presentation of the awards, and first is the presentation of the World Curling Federation commemorative banners. We invite Kate Ness to come up just to present these. First banner for winning the World Junior Women's Curling Championship, can I please ask Faye Henderson, Robert Monroe, Holly Wilkinson, and Laura Watt. The second banner is for winning the World Men's Curling Championship. Can I please ask Chris Mount and Grant Harvey to come forward to collect the banner? Unfortunately, Bobby Lamey, Hannah Weldon, Kyle Waddle, and team coach Michael Beautiful were not able to attend today. Ask Mike and Sandra Ferguson to come up for the presentation area. Maureen, can I let me ask you to come up and do the presentation with Mike, please? The first presentation is the 8 Ember Awards. They are John Hodge, Luigi Mazzari, Elvie Boyer, Nigel Ward of Dunn's Garden Club, scored for the Legend. Elizabeth McDermott, Annette Harvey, Max McMullen, and Diane McNally of RBS Edinburgh, scored at Edinburgh. Duncan McFadden, Alison Schreiber, Andrew Brown, and Kenny Keir of David White Garden Club, scored at Hugh Centre in Perth. John Monroe, Nick Rollins, Richard Parker, and Ronald McMillan and Richard Allen scored at the Peak Stirling. Trevor Dodds of Silver Curling Club, and John Lang, Brian Robertson, and Sandy Young of Edinburgh Academical School at Edinburgh. Jill Donald, Joe Fletcher, Bill Allison of Following Curling Club, and Bill Grant of Angus Glens Curling Club, school here at Forfar Indoor Sports. And finally, Maggie Wilson and David Owen of Waterbury Curling Club, school at Dumfries High School. So can I thank Miller, Beckett and Jackson, G.P. Sutterson and James Oxford Roswell, Hamilton Lindsay for their generous and ongoing sponsorship of the End Awards. These awards have already been presented to the winners. The next presentation is the Sir Richard Walby Griffith Trophy. Won by East Lothian Province this season. And can I ask Walter Scott, the President of East Lothian Province, to come forward to be presented with the trophy, please. The next presentation is the presentation of 150-year club medals. One club reached a milestone of 150 years of membership for our club, having been admitted in 1873. Congratulations to Greenlaw Curling Club. The next item is the 100-year club medals. 4 clubs have reached 100-year membership this year, having been admitted in 1923. First up is the Slough Curling Club, and can I invite Neville Wright, the club president, to come up to collect the medal, please? Next is Port Patrick Curling Club. And can I please invite Kate Adams, the club president, to come up to collect the medal? Stony Curling Club are our third club to reach 100 years. We can please invite Hugh Chambers, MBE, a member of the club, to come and collect the medal. And finally, congratulations to Wogan Curling Club for reaching 100-year membership. Unfortunately, no one from the club was able to attend the AGM today. We then move on to this 50-year medals. This is awarded to members who have been affiliated to the Royal Club for 50 years, and a total of 25 medals are awarded this season. The following recipients are not present today: Willie Wilson of Balcaskey, Ian Barr of Roddy Ferry, Lindsay Scott of Roddy Ferry, Lindsay Scotland of Carrington, Ian Simpson of Dunfermline, Barbara Ward of Edinburgh Ladies, Scott John of Highland, Douglas Gordon of Ohio and St. Duthas, Noreen Fordyce of Winter Ladies, George Eddington of Musselburgh, Elizabeth Ferguson of Birmingham, Mike Wilson of Carroll, Peter Wilson of Port Patrick, Celia Coyle of Port Patrick, David Jack of Stirling and Crawford Priory, Alex Kennison of Stonykirk, Ryan McCollum of Stonykirk, and Jane McCollum of Stonykirk, Ken Moore of University of Dundee, and William May of University of Dundee. Tonight presentation of medal, the first medal goes to Robin Shannon, Caledonian and Robert Glenn. Can I ask you to come The next member to receive the 50th medal is Robert Miles of Edsel. The next recipient is the past president, 1999-2000, RCC, Malcolm Richardson of Chester. Next we have Ronnie Peter of the Forum. Congratulations. And finally, can I please invite you, Charles and Hughes Stonecker, to come up to receive this? We now move to the Scottish Curling Awards. The winners of these awards were announced on the Scottish Curling website and socials on the 1st of June 2023. The first award is the Junior Curler of the Year, which was awarded to Robin Monroe. And can I ask Robin to say Robin has had at least outstanding season, winning silver at the World Mixed Curling Championships in Aberdeen, Scotland in October, after securing the Scottish mixed style at the end of the 21-22 season of Team Rice. In November, she won the Scottish Junior Women's Curling Championship with Team Henderson and went on to win silver at the World Junior B Curling Championships in Rome, Finland. Securing Scotland a place in the A Division in January, she was selected to represent Team GB at the Winter University Games in Lake Placid, USA, where the team finished in 4th place. Back to Scotland in February to compete in the Scottish Curling Championship, finishing 5th place. A couple of weeks later, Robin competed at the World Junior Curling Championship in Füssen, Germany, with the team winning the gold medal, the first for the women since 2012. 3 weeks later, in late March, Robin claimed her second consecutive Scottish Junior Mixed Doubles title with Angus Price, an outstanding season for Steph. The next award is the Grassroots Coach of the Year. The nominees were Ryan Carson, Paul Davis, and Jamie Mason. I'm delighted to announce the winner was Paul Davis, but unfortunately he is unable to attend today. We move to the Junior Team of the Year. The nominees were Team Henderson, who represented Scotland at the World Juniors, and Team O'Carson, who represented Scotland at the World Juniors. The winner was Team Henderson, Faye Henderson, Robin Monroe, Holly Wilkie-Mill, and Laura Ward, Amy Mitchell, and team coach Colin Morrison. Team Henderson were nominated for their gold medal winning performance at the World Junior Curling Championships in Füssen, Germany, the first gold medal for Scotland Junior Women since 2012. The next award is the Ice Diamond Award. The nominees were Harry Rooney, Kirsty Gazelles, and Bill Clayton, all worthy winners for the service curling. The winner was Harry Rooney. Harry Brody works extremely hard behind the scenes to bring quality curling to the wheelchair curling community. He is on the committee for the Scottish Wheelchair Curling Association and organises the Friendship Trophy, National Players British Open and the Scottish Championship. Harry produces the draws for each competition, secures trophies, assists in getting on ice helpers and works with venues on timings and launches. In addition, he umpires the competitions, makes the presentations, and assists on ice when needed. In addition to the SWC competitions, Harry has been on the organising committee for Scotland Wheelchair Curling for over 6 years and was an integral part of the highly successful Scotland Wheelchair Curling International Invitational in October 2017, serving as a transport chair with teams coming from all over the world. He has since become the convener for the Scotland International and also assists in organising the Northern Ice Nations Cup, as well as umpiring, securing trophies, working with venues, assisting organising, etc. Harry is also the treasurer and competitions convener for our Recording Company Group, having served the club for over 10 years, and is the Forfar area representative on the area standing committee. In addition to the above, Harry is Scottish Curling level umpire and a World Curling Federation umpire, was the Deputy Chief of the Scottish Senior Curling Championship held in Lancashire in Hamilton in February 2023. On the world stage, Harry umpired the World GMB Curling Championship and World Junior B Curling Championship in Lohan, Finland in November and December 2022. He also umpired the World Mixed Doubles Qualification event in December 2022 in Greece and the European Curling Championship C Division in April 2023, again in Dumfries. I can only apologise that we managed to get the names mixed up, but that's life. Our final award of the year is the Team of the Year. This is an award to Bishma, Jan Harvey, Bobby Lamy, Annie McMillan, Claire Ward, and team coach Mike Buffelmo for their outstanding world goal performance at the World Men's Curling Championships in Automechanic. The first World Men's gold medal since 2009. Can I please invite Bruce and John to come forward to collect the award? To give us a short report. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to be brief because I've been asked to be brief, but there's the opportunity to ask some questions at the end, so please, if there's anything that you'd like to put me on the spot on, I'd be very welcome to take those challenges on. If you don't know what British Curling does, I get the honour, I guess, daily of working with so many athletes we've seen come up and receive prizes here this afternoon. So our talented athletes that are out there on the world stage, winning World Championships, World Junior Championships, performing at World Championships, European Championships, Wheelchair World Championships as well. British Curling works with those athletes on a day-to-day basis. And I guess it's our job, our responsibility, on behalf of British Curling, to continue the success that these teams, these athletes, these very talented individuals perform. I thought it might be helpful. There's a very complex slide coming up, and I'll just give you a picture of kind of how we work and how we integrate with the Scottish Curling Academy, which we've heard Scott's taken over responsibility for running as of earlier on today. So congratulations, Scott. Looking forward to continue working with you. At British Curling, you can see we work with 3 top tiers on that picture. What we call Performance Foundation, Podium Potential, and the Podium tier. And if we come down from the top, we're potentially working with up to 22, 23 athletes at that top tier, those top 2 tiers. They're full-time athletes, essentially. Bruce, Grant, 2 good examples here. Full-time training in the National Curling Academy 5 days a week when they're not travelling for competition. They're on holiday at the moment, but they probably both tell me it's not much for holiday because they're still in the gym working hard, I know. So full-time training sounds brilliant. Don't underestimate how tough that is. brutal actually, pretty repetitive, day after day. We've got a fantastic venue at the National Curling Academy, but I know that can get fairly repetitive. Of course, we support them in all manner of ways through British Curling, medical support, physical training support, competition programme support, to send them to major events, Grand Slam events in Bruce and Grant's experiences mainly, with an international competition programme. And we're very fortunate that thanks to UK Sport, they receive what's called an athlete personal award, which is essentially an income. We're not allowed to call it an income, but it's essentially an income on which they can live, so they can afford to be full-time athletes. And we have that on the men's side, on the women's side. I'll give you some team names in just a moment. So that's our kind of top 2 tiers, full-time athletes. The Performance Foundation tier, part-time. Athletes that are on the pathway. And if we talk about Team Henderson, who seems to have been up here very many times today, congratulations Team Henderson. Team Henderson last season were in the Performance Foundation tier of support. Part-time athletes, working very hard, part-time at the National Curling Academy, working with the team coach at Colin Morrison's here, who's worked really well with them over the last couple of years, and beyond that. Some support for international competition to prepare them for Scottish Junior Championships, World Junior Championships, and we then see the impact they've had on the goal there. So those are the kind of 3 tiers that British curling works with on a, if I'm honest, a day-to-day, 365 days a year type basis. What does that mean for next season? Well, those are the teams that we're working with next season. So the very top tier on the men's side, Team Mallett and Team White, 2 very successful teams, both ranked top 10 in the world champions, of course, in Team Mallett's case, fantastic. Team White, a very strong team. But we've got 3 teams following them at Performance Foundation level. James Craig's team, Team Waddle, and Ross Craig's team as well. On the women's side, Team Morrison represented Scotland to the bronze medal at the European Championships end of last season, November, and then the World Championships in Sweden had a tougher time. But Team Morrison learning fast, developing well, and then at podium potential level, we've got a new Team Henderson formed this year, with Faye taking the leadership and skipping the team, and Team Munro, Robin, skipping the team, and they're both teams now supported at podium potential level. So meriting the promotion, if you like, from that third season at World Junior level. And we have a team there also on the Performance Foundation side coming through behind them. So that's the number of athletes we work with at the British curling level. And of course, this first picture shows how the academy and Scott's work, and Sophie Jackson, who's leading that work previously, how that works with the National Academy and the Regional Academy really integrates with what we do day on day at British curling level. And it's really important that that integration is there, so that athletes at the regional and national academy level are being given consistent advice, support, guidance, so that when they come through to the higher levels, there's a consistency there, there's a, if you like, an established approach, and we continue that established approach. We've touched on funding earlier, Scottish curling funding. I thought it would be helpful just to be very open about the funding that British curling seeks to do this work, essentially an awful lot on your behalf. So we receive the bulk of our investment from UK Sport. That's a Westminster government funded agency, lottery funded, an awful lot of it. And we receive across the 4 years from Beijing cycle into the Milan Cortina cycle, the next cycle, just over £6 million for the Olympic programme, and just over £1.5 million for the Paralympic wheelchair curling programme. That sounds like an awful lot of money. Divide that by 4, divide it by the amount of times we put people on planes to Canada, and we book them hotels when they're there, because we do like them to stay somewhere comfortable, don't we, chat? And actually that money goes remarkably quickly. So it sounds like an awful lot of money, and to club curlers like myself, club curlers like the rest of you in the room, it is a huge sum of money. But with international sport, it's not that generous. We have to be very, very tight with how we spend that money and how we utilise that to best effect. Sports Scotland, the Scottish Government Sports Agency, also invests primarily into the pathway to the Performance Foundation level, and we're very grateful for that. That comes through Scottish curling, and we work that through very clearly in partnership. And for the first time, not as relevant to today, but just in the spirit of total openness, we've secured some investment from Sport England to invest in an English wheelchair curling programme. So when it comes to the Paralympic Games, we can, British curling, select curlers, wheelchair curlers from England, from Scotland. Much harder to do that in the Olympic environment where they're playing in teams week in, week out. So there's a programme now supporting English wheelchair curlers, primarily focused around Preston, where there's some ice on a regular basis. With that investment, every season we have targets at the European Championship and at World Championship level, and at World Junior level. But ultimately, it comes down for us to the Olympics and the Paralympic Games. And we've agreed, effectively, a target with UK Sport that for the money they invest, we will deliver 2 top 4 performances for Paralympic Games because of the new wheelchair mixed doubles event in Milan Cortina. So 2 Paralympic medals on offer. And 2 medals at the Olympic Games. Now, in reality, that's our official target. But I expect, and we will be pushing hard, for 2 medals at the Paralympic Games and 3 medals at the Olympic Games. If you don't push hard and don't pitch your standards that high, then we won't deliver the minimum target. So we're going for 5 medals in 2026. A couple of other brief updates. I can't emphasise enough the partnership and the importance of the partnership between British curling and Scottish curling. We deliver the Scottish and British pathway effectively on your behalf. So we have to do that in partnership. And I believe it's a really strong partnership that will only continue to grow. So really enjoy working with the team, really enjoy working with Vinny's company executive. Graham's been a fantastic board member on the British Curling board. So Graham, as you step down from that, really away from microphone, thank you very much for your input on the board of the British Curling over time. You've been fantastic, really appreciate that. We look forward to your success in joining the board of British Curling in due course. So that partnership is fundamental. We need to challenge each other from time to time, so we should. But it's a really, really important partnership, and we can't do it on our own. We have our own unique roles in that partnership. Ours is all about performance, and we try to avoid getting involved in areas that have nothing to do with British curling and performance. But I would say something like the energy crisis, threat to facilities across Scotland, closure of their curling rink. That's as important to me and British curling as it is to anybody else. So any support that we can bring, I'll make that offer to the board, any support that we can bring to support those efforts to maintain rings being open and thriving, we will absolutely commit to it and bring. Back to this season, we've had a good season. Congratulations to the athletes, they're the ones that perform, they're the ones that make that success happen. And boy, have we seen them come up tonight and today, and the presentation's been excellent. But a World Championship for Team Mowat, first one since 2009, does merit special attention. But I also want to stress the significance of the World Junior Championship for Team Henderson. After the Beijing Olympics, we've had retirements that have hit the women's side of our sport at the very least quite hard. So we've lost the likes of Eve Muirhead retired, Vicky Wright retired. We're feeling the impact of that. So the significance of a World Junior team coming through, winning a gold medal this last year, is very, very significant to the future of the female side of curling here in Scotland and Britain. Very successful wheelchair season as well, with a bronze medal at the World Wheelchair Curling Championships. We're particularly proud of our wheelchair curlers bouncing back after what was quite a tough campaign in the Beijing Paralympics. As an organisation, we have to keep moving, we have to keep changing, so we do that with how we operate. And I can bore you all, or go to you tonight with how we deliver support to athletes and how that evolves, different business relationships that we form, when we bring new people, new members of staff, new specialists in to work with the athletes, and we've had quite a changeover of that even since Beijing. Mental health and welfare, you'll see a lot of comment in the media and the press about the pressures on elite athletes. And we absolutely recognise that. And the significance of the support we can give to athletes and staff in mental health area in particular is very significant to us. And finally, 2 pretty significant recent appointments for us. We have a new chair as well, a gentleman called Paul Bush, who sends his apologies today. He's been here otherwise. He's at the start of the Tour de France because his current job involves being at major sporting events around the globe. But Paul's joined us as our new chair and brings tremendous connections across the world of sport and politics here in Scotland. And you can't help but have noticed that we lost, somewhat carelessly perhaps, our Olympic head coach, David Murdoch, just prior to the World Championship season, snaffled by Canada. But I'm delighted and really pleased that, well, he tells me that he's Forfar's best curler, that Greg Drummond has been appointed as our new Olympic head coach. I know there are curlers in this room and others not very far away, like Hayley Duff and others who will probably challenge that. But that asserts that Greg is Forfar's best curler. But delighted to have Greg on board as our new Olympic head coach. He's mentoring the staff. And very briefly, any burning questions? No burning questions, right? All yours.
Thanks, Nigel. As Nigel said, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with British Cabinet. Their phone, I can give you their phone number, Can I now invite Rob Nevin to come up and give us a short report on our Curling Federation? Don't be frightened when you see it that Rob's got 27 slides, he's going to fly through the media.
Thank you very much. Graham, just stress on the show again, brevity. I know that towards the end, I'm the one who's probably standing between you and the bar, so I will keep it brief. But Graham kindly invited me to come up and give a short view of the activities of WCF in the past year. Clearly, we've entered a new era since the wonderful KK test down in September, and so. I just want to echo our thanks for our years of inspiration, dedication, and support in leading WCF. We still have difficult boots to fill. Apologies for the small text there. You probably can't see it, because I can barely see it from here. Like the Scottish Curling, we're in the process of review, refresh our strategic plan. And I read the new strategic plan from Scottish Curling, and I must congratulate the board and staff responsible. I think it's excellent. I think it's really, really good. And I reflected how closely the two organisations are aligned. I mean, I'm going to flip through these, but just to say that not just in terms of our mission and our vision, but it's about strong threads of community and family and dedication to our sport. And these words come through both strategic plans. We have 4 pillars, and I'm just going to go through this quite quickly because I want to get into the ideas and the activity we're doing. It's similar to Scottish Curling. Organisational sustainability, engagement, really important to stay engaged with all our members and everybody within the sport. Development, we need to develop sport, we need to evolve and push forward. We've heard a lot of that today already. And finally, the competitions, because it's about the athletes. It's not about fusty administrators like me that are signing up here by athletes. We've seen a huge celebration of that today. So, in January in Toronto, the WCF got everybody together for 3 days in a hotel hub. We invited a lot of our stakeholders together, athletes, broadcasters, sponsors, our marketing agents, board and staff, with a blank piece of paper to come up with what can we do to help grow, ensure development of sport and take it forward. These discussions after 3 days will be distilled into 6 big ideas that we're committed to take forward and we're going to invest and deliver the forward plan. That's just a list of some of the people that are there. So, big idea number 1, brand refresh. Just what we're going through at the moment. We want to reflect who we are. It's not just about local, it's about the culture of how the WCF represents itself in the rural community. We've appointed replay, we're engaged in doing this, we're in consultation, and the rebrand will be delivered at Congress in September. athletes, events and calendar. So this is all about supporting the athletes through the Athletes Commission, providing proper structure behind the education support for the athletes, about match manipulation, supporting the drug, making sure that we don't get anything wrong. We've employed a full-time athlete support officer who will engage in that, but it's also about the congested calendar, trying to create a structure in the calendar that will also support the mental and physical well-being of our athletes, that we can point them out, and also our events licensing system, so that the events that we're using have a clear understanding of their expectation. We've brought in the Golf PGA and the International Tennis, ATP, to support us on this, so we're great help, and so that will be the next big task ahead of us on the athlete side. Facilities. It's been a real buzz today that we're all behind supporting facilities. We're trying to develop a network of facilities across the world, not necessarily all owned, but certainly operated and run in partnership with the World Curling Federation. We're working with the World Curling Sport, developing a concept of sustainable venue solutions within curling, creating blueprints, creating business models that curling facilities can adopt around the world and use the WCF brand and stamp on it for credibility of investors and governments to help support. Commercial development. To diversify the income streams. We've been very reliant on the IOC and the funding, but we need to become more agile. We need to try and find other ways of bringing money into the sport at the world level to help sustain these visionary ideas. We've just employed a full-time business manager, and we've got a couple of projects on the go as well, the World Curling Family, which I'll come on to in some of the last two ideas. Stakeholder engagement, we talked about it earlier on, it's terrific. I think the Scottish Curling and the WCF are so aligned, and we need to keep engaging, but we need to come up with a framework that allows that to happen. Engage through the member associations and use that network of smaller groups to engage with the board of the World Curling Federation, feed in what's important, and use the Athlete Commission to feed in what it is a competitive level that needs to be done to provide the best possible championships. And finally, big data. We've got a new IT strategy, and we've got a new member of staff that's leading on that to back up the member engagement and also the fan engagement, to be able to get proper feedback. It's going to be a World Curling app that we can all buy into, and then buy this piece where we're all going to embrace, and that'll provide a lot of background stuff that's going on in the WCF, but also we've got to give fans to feed that into the WCF to improve the organisation for all of us. So I'm really positive, despite the turbulent times. Just a quick summary of, and also which directors are going to be responsible for delivering which big ideas. Despite difficult times, we're all stakeholders stick together, and we can maintain the curling world, curling family, and maintain the spirit of curling. We will all develop and all flourish. And also, I'm happy to answer any questions or grab your heart. I'm the only one with a question.
I know it's like for this to do with Brian's methods well. I'm a bit joking, now it's all covered up. There's been no member about mentioned today about members. Now, I believe the membership of the World Cup is now below 10,000. If it's below 10,000, and we've only 3 representative members of the WCF, and who is standing down? Last year I asked Bruce who he was voting for at an election to succeed Kate. He didn't know, he hadn't looked at who was. I just wonder what the relationship, the international relationship committee did. This is the first time we've had a WCF report. It's in the RCC AGM that there should be a report every year. There's no reports from the International Relationship Committee ever on the web page. What do you do? We've heard lovely what you do, but you don't publicise it. I know there's 2 or 3 questions there for you, Robin.
Well, I can't comment on Bruce's comments from last year, other than I think the decision-making process goes through the member association reps. The Scottish Government is very well represented at any level. We have two of Scotland's reps on commissions, which I know is one of the drives of the board to try and populate as many commissions as we can. So we've got Scotland's best interest being fed through the commissions, and you also have me on the board. So I don't think we can be better represented than we are. It was a pleasure for me to come along today and present. It might not always be me, it could easily be the member association reps representing. I think that the member association reps contribute fully at every stage of the WCF. I think Margaret, Susan, and Bob are all hugely respected from all the delegates around the world, and whenever Scotland stands up and asks a question or delivers a comment, they're really highly regarded. How the Scottish Curling membership want to feed back into the board and to the member reps is up to your organisation. It's not really for me to comment. Other than the fact that I know that as organisations, we're very strongly aligned and are becoming more strongly aligned. Did I miss anything out of the question? Sorry.
Who is finding it down as a voting rate?
I don't know. It's not my gift to decide, sorry. That's one for your board to decide. I'm sure there'll be a process, an interview process that I had to go through and other committee reps have had to go through in the past. I know it's and your question around the membership of 10,000 count, that still has to be submitted yet. It's the end of this month, I believe. So I haven't comment on that, I can't tell you. But I know that we will be well represented at the Congress in September and September. Of course. Other question? Scott? Quite right. See you right.
Okay. Can I just say that, when I became a rep for the Royal Caledonian Curling Club, which was a huge honour, thank you again to see my friend Ronnie was far way back. But anyway, we've led the way in this because we have total gender equality. Our reps have got 2 men, 2 women. Now, World Curling Federation, every country must have gender equality. So there's a lot that's happened in Scotland who've led the way in this. And I know in the past, I'm sitting there in rep for the Rccc and Scottish Curling in the past, but we always used to get our report at the AGM, and that was normal. And it was the reps that gave the report, as happened in the past. But what I can say, and it's something I should have said when I was got the great honour of becoming one of the honorary member. When I was put forward as a rep, and then I was fortunate to become vice president and then president. At that time, believe it or not, the World Curling Federation had a board of 8 people, and there was one for the missing gender. I was the missing gender. I quickly changed that. So I think we've done such a lot to push forward the sport as to where we are just now. And for the last 12 years, for 10 of them, there was only 2 female presidents of any winter sport. Now there's 35 winter sports, 28 summer, 7 winter. So there's only 2 female presidents. So it was great for curling, because everywhere I went, it was cake and curling. And so you go to dinners, all men, it's been out in my hands of the world. We go to dinners and I go to sit at tables, and it's cake and curling. So we start to speak about curling, which is fantastic. This is a long tirade to say we've done, Scotland have done so much as to where we are in the world stage. We're the fastest growing winter sport. And I think we should be very proud of that. But Scotland is still the mother of curling. We must make sure that this continues to happen, and we still have a strong presence with the World Curling Federation.
Thanks for that, Kate. If I can just answer Harry's question. The International Relations Committee met very recently, actually, and we are aware of the various problems and things, and they are being addressed. The numbers of members employment of current members of the Royal Club is tied to the number of reps, but there is a programme in place to review what these relationships are. So they are working on it, I can assure you, and I think we have had a good meeting with the reps just the other week, and I think there will be changes coming through. Yes, Scott, you want to?
Hey, Gordon Craig, it's a curling club. I met you here actually in the queue at New York Airport when you were on your way to Toronto, absolutely, with a view to mixed doubles junior world championships. I noticed you're on the list there as the events and athletes. And is that something that has been discussed with obviously being an Olympic sport?
Yeah, we had a competition rules commission meeting just last Tuesday. It's on the agenda. Given that it's an Olympic sport, I think it's an absolute no-brainer and it will happen very soon. I don't think it will happen this incoming season, but I think it will be very, very soon following on that. So yeah, I mean, it's a wonder we haven't done it before now, Robert. Yeah. I think actually Scottish curling are ahead of most countries in having a national junior mixed doubles competition, and we were ahead of most countries. So the sooner we can make this happen, we've already got a competitive advantage.
Is pushing very hard at this, and he holds one which invites the Scottish teams to go and represent, and so there are a few others. I just think, or hoping it's time that the WCF would jump on and take it on.
Yeah, he did this thing. Just if I can indulge Harry, I think it was, just on this voting thing, you talked about 10,000 members. As part of the reflecting the strategic plan, we're going through a consultation program at the moment to adjust and look at the way we define the voting rights of countries, and not just do it by membership number, but reflect participation, engagement, athlete performance, and investment of their countries. I think that's the 5 parameters of selection we look at to define how we do a voting structure. So it's not just down to how many member curvers you have. We're so much richer than that as a sport that we shouldn't just be measuring that one thing. So changes will hopefully happen in Congress. There's a great consultation piece on it, and Scottish curling will be well represented in this discussion.
Okay. No other questions at all. Thank you very much for that. We are now on the second last item, any other content business. We have had one submission from Raised and Anderson Curling Club. Do you want to speak to that, Harry?
Does anybody want to listen? Does anybody want to listen?
Well, what I can say to you, Harry, in public domain today is Scottish Curling is committed to work with WCF between now and the end of this Olympic cycle and before the start of the next one to try and resolve this question of whether there should be 1 hack or 2 hacks. So I have spoken with Colin Greenford of WCF, and he is quite ready to have these discussions going forward. I won't be part of them, but that's irrelevant. But we are committed to that.
Yes, I know. So this proposal will come up at not the next stage again, but one following that.
Yeah.
From what everybody says, they are in favour of it and they will go ahead. But that's up to the members.
It will be, yes, there will have to be a vote by the members to amend the rules, and it will also have to be put to the members of WCF.
No, it doesn't.
Well, no. They have their rule book. They have their rule book.
Their remit is to sort of competitions for elite curlers. There's not many elite curlers, well, there is the percentage in this room of elite curlers, but the normal curler, it wouldn't make any difference. The normal curlers don't need 4 years to change 3 inches where the deliver is stolen. And that's what they're asking for. It takes 4 years for them to change 3 inches where the deliver was stolen.
Well, as I say, the Scottish Government is committed to, and I've spoken to WCF, and they are committed to with us for the next 2 years. And I hope to bring that to a conclusion. Any other items to come on?
We'll absolutely go through competition rules commission area that I think was highlighted here. And it will be discussed, like Colin's already given heads up on it. The one issue that's speeding up the process too much is if you go ahead in Scotland, it's going to be Scottish curlers that are competitive against the rest of the world. Because when you turn up at the net, okay, right? Well, I think that's the kind of nub of the issue here. But you can't make Scotland uncompetitive against the rest of the world. We need to be consistent as a sport across the whole world. Sorry.
No, thank you, Dr. No other comments? You want any other items from the floor today? Okay, thank you. Sorry. No. Scott's here.
Bill Burgess, I'm on the management team of the board wrestling. I think we recognise the Rccc is effectively the conduit for all the ice rinks in Scotland. And given the recent happening of their ice rink, what are you able to do to actually promote best practice and improve the financial situations of those ice rinks that are struggling to death?
We're very restricted in what we can don't control ice rinks.
Thanks for the question. So there's a number of things that we can do in terms of how we leverage influence and how we develop a solution quickly. It's probably slightly questionable as to whether we can do that, but I'll tell you what we've done over the last week, just with my proposal here. We came together very quickly. Maureen's insistence last Sunday, we formed a little subset of the group and discussed potential options that we could consider. We also had to get a bit of information from the team that runs and owns and manages here to get their handle on timescales and the like. So what we've been doing the last 4 or 5 days is genuinely getting everything on the table to discuss exactly what Scottish curling role can be for the future of a ice rink, and indeed a bit of scenario planning on if this situation happens again to any other rink. So what we can do is that connection piece straight away, which we've done through CERA, through Mike, through the other governing bodies, skating and hockey, and of course the local community as well. The young chaps up next to you is key on that, because that's Scott's home rink. Scott's been handling a lot of questions from local politicians, parents, and the wider network there. So there's a lot of activity going on, a lot of people asking questions about what can we do, what should we do. The should is we want to retain the right, of course we don't want to lose the 500 members and the 28 or so clubs that curl out there. I'm not saying that our hands are tied, but at the moment resources are limited, so we're genuinely trying to unpack some solutions with Sports Scotland for sure, and the Scottish Government as well as the local government in here. And those conversations are still at the conversation stage, but they are positive. So there's a tentative positivity about that, but we know that the September 30th deadline is looming. And I mentioned when I did my own report that the board have been very, very active in this over the last 7 days. A lot of activity has happened. So we don't quite have an answer to saying yes, the rink is going to stay open, but we're definitely working towards trying to make that happen as much as we can. So it is a bit uncertain, but we're giving you a handle on the amount of activity that is going on. Thank you very much for asking.
Great, can I just add a different hat on, thankfully the assistant president's hat as chair of the Scottish Ice Skating Association. You're obviously been very heavily involved as well. I won't take it forward with the Scottish Police floor. I'll just simply say that prior to the announcement, there's been numerous meetings being held. Cross-party working group with Vinny and I and Alan have been working with MSPs on. I'll be quite blunt to just simply say it, that the question's been asked, we're looking for financial resource, we're being very nice words and a lot of sympathy, but at the end of the day, there's no money there and we get pushed because it's an energy crisis, we get pushed back that it's a UK government problem as opposed to a Scottish problem. Which is very, very frustrating, I can assure you, when you're sitting in these meetings. But as Vinny said, there was a real collaboration last week of organisation bodies, MSPs, etc. It is work, we've got to turn these ones into action. Straightforward as that. But we can't stand here and make promises when there's nothing on the table at the moment.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Anybody else, any comment you would like to make? Any other question? Thank you. Okay, before I invite our few president to say a few words, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the directors who have served on the board during the last 4 years whilst I've been chair of Scottish Government. I don't intend to name them individually, but I can advise that 23 different people have supported me over my tenure, and I wish to thank them all for their advice, support and input to me on this meeting. I thank you all, it has been very much appreciated. I also wish to say a big thank you to all the staff of Scottish Curling since 2019 and wish them well for the future. Talking about the future, I am confident that the recent appointments of Fraser as Chair and Vinny as CEO will add much to Scottish Curling, and I would like to wish them well as they start on the next phase of Scottish Curling. It wouldn't be for the lack of effort and enthusiasm on their part, I'm sure. I wish you both all the best in the future. Finally, best wishes to Chile as he is about to start his year as President of our Caledonian Company Club. And thanks to our retiring, I say retiring, Mike, President Mike. Mike, many thanks for all your input over the past year. It's been a whirlwind as we have never seen before. Only you can get away with it and carry it off with some speeches you have made over the last 10 months. So many thanks. And I thank you all.
Good afternoon all. That's the vote version. My version is sister and brother Carlos, past presidents, ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed honoured to be in this position as president of the Royal Caledonian Curling Club. A lot of you don't know who I am, so who is Jimmy Rayburn? I have been a club member, a club curler for over 50 years. My only claim to curling fame that I was in a ring with the Scottish Masters a number of years ago. I've been a director at Lanark's Racing for around 40 years, 30 of those years as chairman. Believe it or not, I do know a wee bit about curling and the running of an ice rink. Mike mentioned about the royal patronage. I think we're in safe hands. I know Graham was invited to the service at St Giles when the Queen died, and I will be representing the Royal Club at the Thanksgiving and dedication service at St Giles on the 5th of July. Now, my first task as President is to pay tribute to my predecessor, Mike Ferguson, a star of TV in recent days. Mike lives and breathes curling, and believe it or not, he is no mean curler himself. A Scottish senior champion 2 years ago. Over many years, Mike has served curling in many guises, as an area rep serving in various handicap, a director and chairman of the board of Scottish Curling, the chairman of of SERA, the Scottish Ice Rinks Association. And can I remind you all that in that capacity, he was instrumental in securing a grant of 1.8 million for Scottish ice rinks during the COVID pandemic. Many rinks would not have survived without that assistance. Mike, we are in debt for that. He has been our president for the last 10.5 months, attending Rccc competitions, Scottish Caledonian board meetings, club dinners, and presiding over the area standing committee. He's welcomed the US touring team. He's travelled to Canada to support our Strathcona Cup team. All with that at the same time as managing this fine facility here at Forfar. Well, Sandra does it. He did find space in his busy schedule to attend the World Junior Championships in Houston, but missed out on attending finals as he felt it was his duty as president of the Royal Club to be in Scotland for the Ring Championship here in Forfar. This meant that he missed out on presenting the gold medals to the Henderson Ring and the bronze medals to the Carson Ring, a task ably carried out by the then Ladies Branch President Alison Taylor. There is no doubt that the highlight of Mike's presidency was when in Ottawa at the Men's Worlds he had the honour of presenting the gold medals to Bruce Mount and his ring. Mike, of course, was suitably attired in his Royal Club blazer, his Royal Club tartan kilt, and his trainers. You did this here on TV on that occasion as well, Mike. So when did you get your equity card? Mike, on behalf of all the members of the Royal Club, thank you for a job well done. The chairman of the Scottish Caledonian board retires as such today. Now, Graham has worked his way through the ranks of curling committees, including area standing committee and umpires committee. He was president of the Royal Club in 2018-19. His initial term for chairman of the board was only for 3 years, but he did agree to carry on for a 4th year. He did say the other day that his period of office has not been without controversy, but I'm sure we will agree that Graham has coped admirably in all these circumstances. In actual fact, he got off pretty lightly today in terms of votes. Graham, could I ask you to accept this gift as a token of appreciation? having visited many of the current facilities, and has demonstrated with his performance to date that he is more than able to address the challenges facing our sport. I personally look forward to working with Ladies President Maureen Parker, Vice President Ali Asher, members of the board, area and ladies standing committees, and staff at Scottish Curling. We should not overlook the volunteer work done by you, the members, in coaching, umpiring, timekeeping. Perhaps a special mention to those who assist with our wheelchair curlers. With all the assistance of all those folk, RCC competitions could not take place. We no doubt face serious challenges over the coming year, and Mike alluded to any of these earlier on. I don't think that we can rely on government, local or national, to subsidise our sport. I think that we have to face up to the fact that, we stand alone. We're not going to get any assistance from anybody other than ourselves. I think we've got to look to that to, safeguard our rights. I'm thinking in terms of local authority run rights. Now, we've already had a scale with Perth where, they turned around and said, you've got another year. And sort of cover own nations like my own at Hamilton and others, here at Forfar. We've got to engage in sport. And it's not the people here in this venue today that we really have to address this to. It's those out with this room that we have to encourage to participate more in our sport, to encourage more people to take up the sport. If, say, everyone, 1 in 10 curlers encourage somebody to take up the sport, it's 1,000 new members. But we've got to go and sell our sport. I'm preaching to the converted in here, but to the wider audience, we need to get new faces into curling. I'm not going to labour the point. It's up to us, the members, to go out and sell our sport. And that is the challenge that is before us. If we do not do that in the course of the next 12 months, other ice rinks may fall the same road again. It's critical. Local authority ice rinks, we've got to support them. We've got to use those facilities to make sure that, if local authorities see the ice rinks losing money, it's an easy choice for them to say, close. We have to support all of our ice rinks, and that is a challenge out to you guys and to the wider curling world to grow our numbers and protect our sport. Enough of gloom and doom. Let's look forward to the new season starting in September. To our international representatives, go for gold, win lots of medals, and so keep curling in the public eye. To our club curlers, go for growth. Reach out and welcome newcomers to our sport and ensure that they derive as much enjoyment from the game as we do. I look forward to meeting many of you in the coming year, and I hope that you have a season of enjoyable and successful curling. Thank you. Thank you all for your Thank you, Mike, again. No, actually, it was Sandra that said Sandra. This is a big struggle for me. Thank you all for coming. You are struggling. You are struggling. And all I would ask is that you go out to your rings and celebrate that we have got to get new people, we've got to get new blood into the sport. Thanks to our board members. I'm not going to name them all because they don't all know me. Well, he said he does. Anyway, thank you all for your attendance here today, and I wish you all a safe one.